Hey guys, Karsh from OneTap. So today in this video, we're going to talk about how to add signatures to your check-in process. So the most common, I guess, kind of use case that I can think of with this, there's a lot of people that use signatures as part of their check-in process in OneTap. But I guess the most common one would have to be, for example, around parent pickups. So when they're dealing with kids and when they're dealing with, for example, transfer of authority, they want to have a signature on file because for like legal reasons and just for like a peace of mind, they're like, okay, hey, my business was taking care of your kid. For example, it's an after-day school program, or maybe it's just like, something else that has to do with kids and after-school education. And they would like to have a signature on file, meaning that like, hey, the parents, have picked up the kid and, they have permission to do so, and here's their signature on file, so we're not liable. So let's do an example here. We're gonna do after school education check-ins, and we're gonna say after school education program is a better name, and we're gonna say, okay, for parents picking up kids, and we're gonna say, okay, this is happening on the 19th at, for example, let's just say like this happened at 7, this is happening at 7 p.m. That's just when parents are picking up kids. We can also make it a recurring list. I talked about that in a different video, but for right now, we're just gonna use individual lists, and we're just gonna stick to the check-in method being signature here and hit the create list. We're not gonna do checkouts. So checkouts, we're going to talk about checkouts and signature at the end, but for right now, let's just keep it to check-ins. So what you want to do is, as soon as you've done that, we're going to talk about different check-in methods that are available over here. So we got the public check-in link, we got the kiosk, we got the individual QR passes, the visitor app, and then the SMS. So the signature is most commonly used with the public check-in link, super popular. The iPad kiosk, very popular as well. And then on the admin app as well, like the dashboard and the iOS app is more popular. The dashboard is also used. And then the individual QR pass is not so popular, but it's going to follow the same flow as the iOS kiosk. The visitor app is a little bit new, so it also supports signature, but it's a little bit new, and it basically follows the same stuff as the public check-in link. So we're going to go over here, go to list options, settings, and just double check that the signature is selected right here. We already did that during the create list process. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the share check-in link, and we're going to start off with the public check-in link as the first place where the signature is going to be applied. So let's do an example here, right? So we already talked about profiles, and we also talked about how people can register themselves if they don't have a profile. So as an example right here, I'm going to take a parent, for example. I'm going to take George, and I'm going to do a check-in. Let's just say like the kid's name is George. Could be kid or the parent's name. And then let's just say continue. Hit the continue button. And this is again the public check-in link, and this is what the visitor would see. We made a whole video about how the public check-in link works. That's part of our video around the check-in process, or like around how to check in people. And that's on the visitor side. So as soon as we go over here, we hit the register plus check-in. The reason again why it says register plus check-in is because George is not already on the list. If we had a pre-populated list, it would just say check-in. So over here, we're gonna hit as soon as we click on that, we're gonna see the signature box. And yeah, so this is where the parent would sign, and then afterwards hit continue. Easy as that. We've checked in. We can also leave a check-in note here. So for example, like, please, sorry for being late, etc. So that's it. Yeah, that's how you take care of, that's just how you collect signatures in OneTap. And the signature is going to be visible right here on the check-in details page. So that was pretty simple. That's going to be using the public check-in link. Now let's talk about the iPad kiosk. So I got the iPad right here running. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit the kiosk button and go into the kiosk mode. And let's say, for example, that I just want to, I don't have multiple programs going on, multiple lists going on. We made a whole video about this on kiosk, but let's just say, I want to only stick to the specific for school education program. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pin the kiosk to that list. And then as soon as I go over here and click on the name, I'm going to be able to see all the names. If you do want to hide this, by the way, for privacy reasons, we made a whole video about that on the iPad kiosk. So I'm going to, for example, pick Emily, and then hit register and check-in. Again, Emily's not on that list. If she was, I would just say that. And then we're going to assign Emily's name in there. And continue. Easy as that. On the kiosk, we've taken the signature. And now if we go back to our admin dashboard, hit the refresh button, be able to see Emily, be able to see where Emily checked in, the location, be able to see the timestamps and all that type of stuff. And then as well as the check-in signature that was taken. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the individual QR passes. So the individual QR passes follows the same exact flow. Basically, the way it works is that we made a whole video about individual QR passes. So let's say Anthony, you want to give him his QR code pass, which is created. You just send it to him, and there's like the public link. And the kiosk is gonna follow the exact same flow. You just literally hit this, and then it'll bring up the QR scanner, where you can scan the pass. And then you will like literally go through the same flow. It'll just bring up this screen saying, hey, you know, you're Brown or you're Anthony, and then it will just say check in, and then it will follow that whole flow with the signature. Then we got the visitor app. So the visitor app is basically going to be the exact same as the check-in link. It's going to follow the same flow. Literally, the way it works is that you would just scan this link right here. You just scan this QR. You take this QR code, put it up on the wall. Instead of scanning it with their, I guess, the regular camera, they would open up the visitor app, and then they would scan it, and then they would be taken through the entire the exact same process. Now let's talk about how the dashboard and the iOS app works with signatures. So these are on the admin side. So if you as the admin are doing the check-ins for people, so we go over here, we add a profile. So for example, we can take Johnson's profile, we can add Johnson into the list, and then we can hit this little check-in button. As soon as we do that, we're gonna get the signature box right here, and we can have Johnson sign. So this is what you as the admin has access to this page, but you can just flip the laptop and be like, hey, you know, sign over here. Now on the iOS app, it's like on the iPhone or on the iPad, it's literally you just go back to the behind the desk mode, and you will open up that list, and then inside here it's the same exact process as the dashboard, where you would just add the name in there. So let's say for example you want to take George and add, well, George is already on that list, let's just add someone else. And then click on this right here, and then it's going to bring up the signature modal, sign like that. This is on the admin side, but it can again be flipped around, be like, hey, you need to sign right here, and then record the signature. So yeah, as soon as you refresh this right here, you're gonna be able to see all the different signatures and all that are collected from different devices. Now you can also, now let's talk about like what are you gonna do with this, right? Because you can obviously do export attendance, and then you can get this data. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. It's just gonna be a link to the signature, but we'll show you what that Excel file looks like. And then there's also another report which is also exciting. It's you can go over here and you can do list report. There's gonna be a PDF report that you can download. That would also give you like all the signatures that have taken place on a list. And that feature, at the time of recording this video, is currently in beta, but it will be coming out to our production dashboard very soon. So it's gonna look like this. You go over here to the single list report, and you're gonna say you want to select a list. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the after school education program, and then hit the PDF format. And then you don't have to select a single profile. This is to limit it to a single profile. We're just gonna hit the download button, and that's it. And then the PDF report is going to download. Now let's dig into what those two reports look like, the Excel report and the PDF report. So over here we got the PDF report that we're going to start off with first. So the PDF report is literally just going to be this right here, which is, it's going to have the time on there when the report was generated, like the time zone. The reporting period is all time, but we're just filtering it by specific list. So the list is called after school education program. It says total 4 check-ins, which we can verify by going right here and clicking on the refresh button right here, and we'll be able to see that there's 4 check-ins that have taken place. And it's gonna give you the check-in time when the check-in took place, and then it's gonna give you the signatures right here visible. So this is pretty cool, because if you just wanted to have it for like legal purposes or for bookkeeping purposes, you would just print this out and keep it somewhere, or just keep it in OneTap, right? And when we go into the PDF, when we go into the Excel report, we're gonna hit the format and then the auto fit column width. We'll be able to see all the names right here, the email addresses, and then all the primary fields, I guess, that are part of OneTap, like name, notes, address, check-in code, and all that. And then has that person checked in or not? So we can see that there's 4 people that have checked in, and then the value for favorite is over there. It's custom field. Then you got the check-in dates here, so when the check-in took place, and then you also have if they've checked out or not. And then you got like the device that did the check-in and a bunch of other information like IP addresses and all that, and then the link that was used to check in. So now if we go over here, we can see that there is the check-in signature. So if you copy this URL, for example, and put it into your browser, you'll be able to see that. In Excel, we just really haven't found found a good way that works for us to be able to display all the data, like the image data. But if you copy that and paste it over here, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, and now let's talk about, there's a few other columns in there which I'll go over when we talk about reports. But basically, that's pretty much it for the check-in process with signature. Now, if you wanted to add a signature on checkout, we just literally go to settings again and say checkout enabled, and then it's going to say checkout method, right? So over here, we just select signature again. And so let's just say, for example, we just wanted to have it for when they check in their kid and check out their kid. Now, the process is exactly going to be the same as before. So let's say, for example, Emily has checked in and Emily wants to check out. She just basically goes over here. This is again the link that the visitor would have, and Emily would go right here and hit continue and hit checkout, and then basically like this is like the second signature, so we're just gonna put like a 2 after it, just so we can identify later. And if we go back to our dashboard, we're going to be able to see that Emily's checked in and checked out. And we click on that, we should be able to see the check-in signature and the checkout signature. And on the Excel file, on the reports and stuff, it's going to be in the exact same place. It's going to be in the column called checkout signature, which we're going to look into right now. And then on the PDF report, you'll be able to see that as well. Yeah, so that's how you do check-in. That's just how you do checkout signatures. Now, on the iPad and then the kiosk, it's going to be the same exact process as well. So like we go over here and let's just say you want to check out Johnson. We click on it, go over here and then we search for the name. And then it's going to say, okay, yeah, you've already checked into the after school program. This is the view that shows all the different classes, all the different lists that are going on. I put a specific video about this on the kiosk video. And then over here, we're going to do Johnson right here and then like literally hit continue, and that's it. Easy as that. We've checked out, and then on the kiosk you'll be able to see the signature right here as well. And then on the dashboard you literally hit the same thing again, like the check-in button again, and then it's going to say checkout, and then you can do another signature right here, checkout. And then on the iPad app, or I guess like the iPhone app, they're pretty much the same, the iPhone and the iPad app in the behind the desk mode. We're going to just hit the check-in button one more time, and it's going to give us the option to check out, and then here's where we can add the signature. So we're checking out for, that's it, yeah, sign right there. And then yeah, that's it. So we've checked everyone out. Now let's just go back to that Excel file and take a look at how the reports look. So you go to download attendance and then single list report and download. So let's start off with the PDF export. So we got new columns right here that says checkout date, when the checkout took place, and kind of lines up here because 9:41 is when I started, 9:47, and then 9:46 is roughly when everyone's checked out. And then we got the signature right here as well, and then the duration as well, which is also really cool because we can keep track of time this way. And now let's dig into the Excel file. This is the Excel report that I downloaded for that individual list. We just go ahead and hit the auto fit column width, and then all of a sudden we can see that there's a new field here called checkout link, which was the link that was used to check out that person. And then the check-in signature was there before, and then we got checkout signature. And same as before, you just copy this URL, put it into the browser, and you'll be able to verify that that signature is a real signature.